super excited because, ladies, we're going to focus on a few things in this Thank Me Later lunchtime session. We're going to make sure that you know what NFCC is, what that means, and why it's important. Make sure you know the signs of being in a money mess, what to look for if you're hiring a company to help get you out of your money mess. And we're going to talk about a few messes. We're going to talk about credit card debt, cleaning up your credit, and even some bigger messes like foreclosure or even bankruptcy if we have enough time to get to those topics. So preparing for this gave me an opportunity to kind of think about some of my money messes. I have had several, but my biggest one was when I quit my job to start my company. And I ended up in a humongous mess because it took a lot longer than what I planned. And the reality is, I was in my mess for so long because I was so embarrassed. And my embarrassment kept me from doing the work that I needed to do. So ladies, we need to preserve our energy, protect our energy so we can actually be executing. So put the shame to side. We're gonna get ready to learn some of the work that we need to do. All right, so Temiko, let's talk about nfcc.org. Anybody who listens to me on radio, follows me, this is the only organization that I endorse for people to go to get help. Can you explain what NFCC is and why being a member company, how your company being affiliated with NFCC, what does all that mean and how does that work?
Sure. I'd be happy to explain. I think it's a great organization that we are a member of, and NFCC is really kind of that staple agency that you can kind of turn to say, I know that the members that are part of that agency are going to go through certain vetting process. They have to meet certain requirements. They have to show that they are doing their best due diligence and the best interest of the consumer. And so because of that, and an additional accreditation agency called COA, Council on Accreditation, requires that the agency themselves go through an extra level of excellence, right? From how we manage finances to what we charge clients to the type of assistance and education that we are required to provide consumers to keep us set apart from the fly-by-night companies, the bad actors that you know are in every industry that you work with. It helps us to really to understand that anytime you're talking to a member agency, it's one that's gone through that process. So it's a really good kind of first step to talk to someone who's part of that membership.
And so, ladies, what Temiko is referring to is NFCC, National Foundation for Credit Counseling. If you're looking for a company to help you, you want to make sure that they're a member organization, that they're part of it. If they're not part of it, what we're saying is, please do not work with them. Don't waste your time or your money. We want to make sure that you're getting help from the right companies. So, Temiko, can you give us an idea of the type of services that your company provides?
Sure. So we have our core service, which is essentially debt and budget counseling. As you stated, the messes that we get into often surround around debt itself, credit cards, installment loans, and sometimes when we get overextended or if we're having trouble making payments, that's kind of where that ends up falling, right, is in the credit card seat, so or debt seat. And so we do a lot to help people understand where they are, help them kind of form some really solid goals. So that way, you're working towards something very specific and there's a plan. And that's the lovely part about what we do in that world is that the onus is on the consumer. You, as the person who's managing your own finances, have to come up with what is it that I want to accomplish. And then the counselor will work with them to kind of lay out the options, because it's not always easy to see the forest through the trees. So giving out, what kind of things are available is a really good step, and coming from a non-biased place. We're a nonprofit agency, and so we're not going to lead anyone to any particular option. We don't have any commission-based employees here. So what we're going to do is really help you to understand where you are now, where you want to go, and what options are available to get you there. Aside from debt, we have the other transitions in life, right? Purchasing a home. So we have pre-purchase counseling where you can walk through the home buying process and really understand the steps that you need to take so that you are a savvy homeowner, that not only just the purchase is accomplished, but what happens after the purchase can continue to maintain success, which is hopefully something that clients will really analyze and understand the differences between being a renter and a homeowner, and how much planning really goes into safe housing, any potential hardships that are going to come. And so that's where our pre-purchase counseling is available. We also offer that online so that you can do that self-paced. A lot of people like to kind of stop and do that little by little, depending on the type of loan that they have and their lender requirements or down payment assistance requirements. We have both of those services available. Then you go kind of the opposite side, the emergency mode, right? We talked about some of the messes that we fall into. So we're implementing services at any point of a life challenge or a life goal that you have in terms of finances. So if you get in trouble with your mortgage, if you get in trouble with maintaining rent payments and you're struggling through a hardship, you're not really sure how to manage it all, you're not sure what resources you can tap into or even who to ask for that type of help. So we have foreclosure prevention counseling to help someone avoid foreclosure. And that's at any step. That's even if you're thinking there might be a problem paying your mortgage, all the way up to I have a sale date and I'm not really sure if there's an option still. And then bankruptcy counseling we do offer, and there's 2 steps to that process. And bankruptcy is highly regulated. And so our counselors are able to provide the pre-filing counseling. And then we also provide the post-debt education. And those are in place to, one, make sure that it is truly the right step that someone is considering, and the bankruptcy process has changed so that counselors are able to give that unbiased advice or recommendation to the consumer to make sure that truly is what they should be doing to protect the consumer. And then on the other side of that, it's kind of, let's get ready to handle finances a different way and not wind up back in the same situation again. So that's what the post-debt education is about.
Nice. So ladies, what I'm highly recommending that you do is please check out nfcc.org, their website. And then Temiko, I'm going to ask you, can you also share your company's website as well?
Yes, our website is www.moneymanagement.org.
Okay.
And it is a really great place. One thing that I would highly suggest is to enter any keyword that you might think of in terms of finances. Punch it into the website and you're going to find articles, blogs, tools, counseling services, everything that you would need to kind of think about the right things if you're considering that particular service or concern.
And not just to keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but I want to make sure you all understand the relationship. nfcc.org is kind of like that overseer. It's just to make sure that one of the member companies is legit, that it is safe, that it is okay for you to work with them, that they have been checked, verified. So again, nfcc.org, money management, is that what you said?
Moneymanagement.org, correct?
.org. Yeah, please check out those 2.